So how do you choose the right religion or spirituality? What is the criteria you use for choosing religion or spirituality? Do you pursue religion with a sort of confirmation bias and choose something that aligns with what you already believe? Some don't really care about the particulars, and they base their selection more on how the religion makes them feel. Do you arrive at faith based on how proactive it is in making the world a better place? You may judge the merits of faith solely on its ability to serve. You could be an activist, and as an activist at heart, you long to participate in a movement that eases human suffering and promotes relational harmony and world peace. So how do you choose your faith? Perhaps a more reflective question would be, am I going about this the right way? Could there be a more precise approach to choosing a belief system? To be certain, the sheer number of religious options is overwhelming. As of this taping, according to Adherence, an independent, non-religious affiliated organization that tracks world religions, there are currently 4,300 religions in the world. And if that weren't enough, some approach religion like an enormous buffet. They sample bits and pieces and then they cobble together their own blend of religious beliefs, regardless of their compatibility or structure. When people see such an array of choices, their eyes become glassy and out of focus. How do you choose from so many options? Even if you boil away all the minor religions and just leave the 12 major religions, the choice is still staggering. The current 12 major religions in the world are Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Taoism, Judaism, Confucianism, Baha'i, Shinto, and Jainism, and Zoroastrianism. And are they all true? That's one of the questions we need to ask ourselves. Can they be blended together? Do they all represent just one of many spokes in the same wheel that lead to the same eternal bliss? Ooh, dangerous questions that most would prefer to leave alone. To simplify the search, allow me to offer you just a couple of guiding rules. Rule number 1. Investigate the founder. Take a long, hard look at their history, character, and achievements. Evaluate their claims and determine if what they said can be verified. If you conduct an honest inquiry into many religions, and especially the religious leaders' lives, you'll actually be appalled at what you find. Sadly, not all religions are created equal, much to the bewilderment of those pleading, why can't we just all get along? Let me give you just one example to stabilize my position in your thoughts. Back in 1980, Reader's Digest carried an article on Scientology, The Anatomy of a Frightening Cult by Eugene Methvin. In this write-up, he cited the founder of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, as saying, if a man really wants to make $1 million, the best way would be to start his own religion. And that's exactly what he did. He wrote a religion into existence out of his own imagination, and he became wealthy as a result. Let me ask you candidly, is that what you want? A religion based on a founder who invented it as some sort of religious Ponzi scheme? Some may argue that they don't care about the facts. And while the religion itself may generate feelings of warmth and joy and peace and comfort, I have a nagging suspicion that most people are relational beings who know they would have to commit intellectual suicide to go along with this belief system. Another reflective question could be, should reason be part of our consideration, or should we just assume that all religions are simply constructed by man and stem from some inner need to worship something greater than ourselves? Therein lies the crux of the issue. Does religion contain truth, or just shards of truth linked together like a rickety trellis of random facts, or is it just sheer imagination? I heartily recommend that when it comes to a religion's belief system, investigate the claims before you sign your name on their dotted line. Rule number 2, Explore the sacred writings. A religion, no matter how modern or ancient, will appeal to some cache of sacred writings. Ranging from ancient scrolls to modern web links, these compilations of dogma contain the basis for the perpetuation of their religion. And here is your chance to probe the content. Look for historical errors. Is there any conflict between non-religious and religious historical accounts? Are there cities or people groups mentioned that appear nowhere in the archaeological record? Appraise the teachings for their moral and doctrinal merit, and then assess how these teachings align with the founder's lifestyle and then the effects it has on their followers. If you find inconsistencies here, you may want to move along. A bit of advice comes to us from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 20 to 22, which says, "Do not treat prophecies with contempt, but test them all. Hold on to what is good, and then reject every kind of evil." The writer is the venerable saint of the first century, Paul. He implores us to exercise reason when considering a religious claim. He invites us to sift the wheat from the chaff. And how does he do that? Well, a prophecy uttered by some religious leader most often represents either a future event, known as foretelling, or a teaching, known as forthtelling. He first instructs us not to show an automatic contempt or an attitude of disregard when hearing it. He does, however, caution us to test the claim with reason. The word test in the Greek language is dokimazo. It is a legal term that urges people to make a critical examination of something in an attempt to determine its genuineness, to carefully inspect and prove something. Hopefully, after close scrutiny, you can use your mind as a logical mesh that screens out error from truth. Doing this may help you realize early on that the whole religion is suspect and not worthy of your time. My hope for you, if you are still uncertain, is that you will stay in the search. Don't give up. Keep searching, but please evaluate religious teachings before subscribing to them. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." It is one of the most refreshing feelings in the world when you can officially give yourself to faith and belief with a minimum of doubt that this is indeed truth and you can order your life accordingly. But please, when it comes to choosing a religion, investigate the claim before you sign your name.